There's just something about the fall season that makes me want to sew all the cozy pieces, like, for example, soft blouses, comfy dresses, and using those soft fabrics. Ugh, I have my cup of tea to set the cozy mood, and I would love for you to grab yourself something cozy too, whether it's a tea or a coffee. Think of this video as us hanging out, chatting about sewing projects for the fall season. And just so you know, all of the sewing patterns I'll be mentioning will be linked in the description, so you can easily find and download them right away. So the first pattern on the list is a pattern by Tiana's Closet, and I wanted to start with this one since it looks super easy to sew and honestly really comfortable to wear. It has those domed sleeves and an elastic waist, which makes it one of those garments that you just throw on and you're ready for the day. It also has slits on the bottom, but I would prefer sewing the whole side seams all the way down. And other than that, it has pockets, which we all love pockets in dresses, and I can totally see this being a cozy, everyday piece in fall fabrics like a soft cotton in an earthy tone. I think a deep brown would be absolutely beautiful for this dress. One thing to keep in mind though, the instructions are written only, so if you're up for a challenge as a complete beginner, take your time with this one and I'm sure you will do fine since there isn't really that many pattern pieces to work with. It's just a front and a back piece with pockets. Next up we have another pattern from Tiana's Closet. And if you're in the mood for something romantic and want to go for a cottage vibe, this one is the perfect pattern. I love the flutter sleeves and that dramatic ruffle hem. It gives it movement, kind of whimsical. And yes, it has pockets. They've included side inseam pockets, so your hands have a home in this dress, which is something I really appreciate. It gives my hand extra cozy feel, which is exactly what we need for the fall season. Fabric-wise, this is for woven fabrics, so choose something light or medium weight. For fall, I can picture this in a deep berry red or maybe a dark red floral. Instructions are written only, so if you're new to sewing dresses, take it slow and be patient with the sewing process. Overall, this one really blends elegance, comfort, and I think it's such a sweet second dress on the list. Now I think it's the perfect time to add a hair accessory pattern. It's the scrunchie bundle pattern from Alora Made. This one is free only for a limited time, so download it while you can. But honestly, perfect for any time of the year since scrunchies are an accessory you can add to basically any outfit. The bundle has 6 sizes, which I love because you can literally make them for anybody, whether they have super thick hair or thin hair, or just for any age. Plus, it comes with 5 variations. So if you want to go for a unique hair accessory and not just a plain scrunchie, this pattern has you covered. It's super easy, beginner friendly, and you don't need much fabric at all. You can make the whole set with just 1 yard or grab some fabric scraps if you want to sew one piece. I would make this pattern in a neutral color that would go well with any outfit that I wear throughout the year. So definitely a creamy beige or off-white. Next on the list is a pattern by Mood Fabrics. And guys, just look at this one. Imagine having this in your wardrobe. What I love about it is those puff sleeves and the gathered bust give it that romantic silhouette. And for fall, I'm imagining this in a soft brown or a warm neutral color paired with boots or a cozy cardigan on top. Just imagining how it would look in reality gives me butterflies and gets me so excited. However, I'm still not at that level to make this dress, so I'll keep it for another time. And if you're like me and you're a visual learner, there is a bunch of YouTube tutorials and sew-alongs on YouTube, which is great if you want someone to walk you through each step. Overall, this one has that romantic, flowy, and really sweet vibe for the fall, which I absolutely love. I can't wait to make this until I feel confident to sew it. Next up is another pattern by Mood Fabrics, and honestly, I think this one is the only one you have to make for this fall season. It looks really comfortable. You get a top and a bottom, so it's like the perfect two-piece set for lounging or sleeping in. I really love the idea of making this in a gingham print mixed with neutral tones because it gives it that warm, cozy vibe. Like, just imagine wearing it on a slow Sunday morning with a cup of tea or just for movie nights. That's the mood I see for this one. The instructions are mostly written with a few photos, so not super detailed step by step. But the good news is that there are some YouTube tutorials doing very similar pajama sets. So if you're unsure about any step you want visual guidance, watching one of those videos can help. Overall, this set feels like a cozy fall project perfect for after work at home outfit or even as a cute gift. Okay, time for another accessory pattern. It's the sleeping mask pattern. I feel like this one goes hand in hand with the pajama set, right? Imagine making the pajama set in a cozy gingham and then having a matching sleeping mask to go with it. Ah, so cute. It comes in one size with detailed instructions and some photos to guide you, so it's really approachable. And honestly, it would make such an amazing gift if you paired it with the pajama set, like a full cozy night in package. Overall, it's a small project, but it feels kind of luxurious, like you're sewing yourself a little self-care accessory, and I love that. Here's another set I'm excited about, another pattern from Mood Fabrics. It's a two-piece set, a peplum top plus bottoms, so it has that mix of dressy and relaxed look, which I really like. I'm picturing this set in a deep gray or a light gray, but some kind of gray. It would be a classy, chic, easy to match with scarves or boots and a coat for those cold fall days. One thing to keep in mind though, this pattern does use lining fabric, so you will need both main and lining, which adds a little extra step, but it also gives it a nicer finish on the inside. Instructions are written with some photos, not completely step by step, but there is a tutorial by another creator. I'll leave it up there. And she shows how to sew the top piece. So if you prefer seeing someone else sew it visually, then that video would be really helpful for you to watch. This one is really simple, but honestly, it's one of those pieces you will want to wear all the time once you make it. It's beginner friendly, and the pattern only needs about 1.5 yards of fabric. I think it would look amazing in a solid black or an off-white or even a creamy beige, those neutral colors that you could just pair with anything. The instructions are written with some photos, but not really detailed. And I did do some research. There was a full step-by-step tutorial by another creator. I will leave it in the description or at the top corner. Overall, I think this is one of those things you'll definitely need to sew for the season and just make them in multiple colors. It's honestly such a nice pattern. This one has such a sweet, romantic feel to it. It's a simple top but has those little details that makes it feel extra special. It's an advanced beginner pattern, so it's a nice step up if you're already tried sewing a few things and want to add something a bit more detailed to your wardrobe. For the fabric, I'm picturing this in a creamy beige or a neutral color, just a classic look. The instructions are written with some photos, not super detailed step by step, but still clear enough to follow if you've got a little sewing experience under your belt. Next is another blouse. I absolutely love blouses. I'm just imagining this blouse in a deep red tone, which feels so perfect for fall. Really cozy. Or if you want something softer, a floral print with little red flowers would look beautiful. Kind of that romantic vintage vibe. The instructions are written with some photos. Not super detailed, but if you're already comfortable with basic sewing, it's very doable. You can definitely make this. This pattern is from Tiana's Closet. It's all about comfort, and it's that perfect oversized sweatshirt you can just throw on and feel cozy in right away. It's beginner friendly and comes in 10 sizes, which is really nice. You will need about 2 to 3 yards of knit fabric, depending on your size. But for the fabric color, I'm imagining it in a soft neutral, like those muted tones that layer beautifully over a dress or with jeans. They just give it that effortless, cozy fall look. The instructions are written, but luckily there is a full YouTube tutorial by a creator that makes it way easier if you prefer watching the process step by step. I'll leave the video up right in the corner. I've got another accessory pattern. I feel like this one is such a false essential if you love cooking, baking, or even just doing crafty projects at home. It's beginner friendly and actually comes in 5 sizes, which is nice because you can make one that really fits you comfortably. It takes also about 2 yards of medium to heavyweight woven fabric. So something sturdy like denim, twill, or linen would be perfect. For the fabric color, I'm picturing this in a deep red or even a wine tone. They both give that earthy fall look that makes the apron feel extra cozy. The pattern includes a full instruction booklet, and there is a YouTube tutorial by another creator, I'll leave it up at the corner, that goes through view B. There's two options for this apron. This is, I think, view A, and this is view B. I really love this one because it's practical, but it also feels really special. You could make one for yourself to wear while you're baking pumpkin bread or anything. Next is wide leg high waist jeans by Unfettered Patterns. I think this one is such a fun project if you want to challenge yourself a little. It's an intermediate level pattern. I can totally picture this in a deep blue. The instructions are written, but also there is a step-by-step tutorial by another creator. I'll leave it up at the corner, which makes the process much less intimidating. I really love the look of this pattern. It's really wearable. You can dress them up with a blouse or just keep it casual with a turtleneck. Literally all of the patterns that were as a top and we mentioned in the video, you could pair them with these jeans. And lastly, thank you so much for hanging out with me until the end. I know I was supposed to have this tea, but I had to talk. So I'll drink this while I'm done wrapping up with the video. If one of these patterns inspired you or stood out to you as a favorite, I would love if you gave this video a thumbs up. It really helps me and other people like the sewing lovers discover this video. Bye! Let me just go finish my tea that I was supposed to drink this whole entire time.